Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. You couldn't keep me away. Welcome back to the Grumpy Snail podcast with your host, me, the uncancelable, as always, Jonathan Snyder. Now, it's been a while since I've done one of these podcasts, but I figured there was enough stuff to go through, really have to go through it. But first, and so here we go. We've had so much happen since the last time that I was with you. And of course, we are going to start with Dave Chappelle's special. So Dave Chappelle released this special on Netflix because, you know, he has this contract with Netflix to do these specials. This was the final one on the contract. And it was so-so. Not as good as Sticks and Stones. You know, it really felt like Dave Chappelle's getting bogged down with all this LGBT stuff. Now, even though Dave Chappelle in the past and on this particular special has made plenty people the butt of his jokes, including, you know, Jews and black people and white people and all that other stuff, it seems like that the trans community cannot handle jokes. They think they're special. They think they're better than everybody else. And therefore, they had to protest his special, and that's pretty much the whole story. Like I said, these people think they're better than everybody else, so they should be treated as such, that they're special. These are special people. When I was growing up, my favorite comedian of all time was definitely George Carlin. And George Carlin had a special called It's Bad For You, and his tagline for the whole special was, "It's all bullshit and it's bad for you." And I'm pretty sure that's the state of society currently right now, and probably the foreseeable future. So, unfortunately, Dave Chappelle is being attacked by these people who are stupid and think they're better than everybody else. I'm sure he can handle it, considering the crap that black people have had to put up with forever. Yeah, so it's all a mess. Everything is a mess, and we're in for it. When I last left you with the terrible situation that we were in, nothing has changed. Inflation is still going up. There are still shortages on all goods. There's still a pandemic going on, right? I mean, even though the case rates in Florida, which, you know, has been mocked by the establishment and the media, is way lower than, let's say, a liberal state such as New York or maybe California. You know, it's still a big deal. So that's going on. There's currently a great, large disagreement with mandates, regardless of what mandates they are. Congress is still fighting over a reconciliation and infrastructure bill. They did make it through the debt ceiling crisis. Oh, thank God that was pushed to December, where we get to go through it all again, because, you know, government can't stop spending. To combat all the mandates, people have been getting fired and have quit their jobs. And this was after there's already a worker shortage, I guess is what they're trying to call it. So there are a group of people that aren't working because they feel they're either not getting paid enough. There's a group of people that aren't working because they're afraid of COVID. there's a group of people that are now not going to be working because they're being terminated because of unconstitutional mandates. So everything will continue to get worse. We're talking nurses, doctors, first responders, police officers, and shortly factory workers. Basically, everybody that was essential to begin with are now going to be losing their employment. Oh, goody. Joe Biden comes out, has a little town hall meeting thingy, whatever it's supposed to be called, and a bunch of stuff happened.
Don't pay a cent. With 40% of all products coming into the United States of America on the West Coast go through Los Angeles and what am I doing here?
Is it Long Beach?
Long Beach, thank you.
Now, Joe Biden is the first person to forget a word or two or three or a language. But, I mean, this is a recurring thing that continues to happen, that, you know, the people that voted for him don't care that this happens. The people that voted for him has checked out because, I mean, just check the CNN ratings. They're the worst ever, and they're the only, like, they're mainstream thing. They're the ones that put on this town hall thing that nobody watched, that nobody knew about until it happened. And so, yeah, nobody's paying attention to the whole country imploding.
About that, with just in terms of inflation, because you had told us at a town hall, I think it was in July, that this was just near-term inflation. The Wall Street Journal recently talks to like 67 financial experts who said that they saw high inflation going all the way or deep into 2022.
So neuroscientists, neurologists, people think that this is a sign of his dementia or cognitive decline or whatever. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I just think it's weird.
A gigantic disadvantage.
Mr. President, the question was on on community colleges, which was a big campaign promise that you made. You talked about that a lot on the campaign trail.
Yeah, and I'm going to get it done. And if I don't, I'll be sleeping alone for a long time.
Yeah, he's all funny. He's real funny to laugh at. Anderson Cooper had to hold his hand. He had to hold his hand through this whole entire thing because there was no way he was going to be able to make it by himself.
Do you have plans to visit the southern border?
I've been there before, and I haven't. I mean, I know it well. I guess I should go down, but the whole point of it is I haven't had a whole hell of a lot of time to get down. I've been spending time going around looking at the $900 billion worth of damage done by hurricanes and floods and weather and traveling around the world.
He's had other things to do. I mean, he's gone to Delaware, Scranton, and freaking Rehoboth Beach every freaking weekend, but he can't seem to get down to the border where there's an immense crisis. I mean, we're talking bad. Immigration is a serious problem at this point, and will probably do nothing but continue to get worse.
I plan on, now my wife Jill has been down. She's been on both sides of the river. She's seen the circumstances there. She's looked into those places. You notice you're not seeing a lot of pictures of kids lying on top of one another with looks like tarps on top of them.
No, we didn't see that. I mean, we did see 30 some odd thousand refugees under a bridge. Is the bridge worse than a tarp?
Wages are actually up for those who are working, because for the first time in a long time, employees are able to bargain. You're the boss. You want me to work for you? What are you going to pay me? How are you going to do it?
Wages being up don't mean a goddamn thing if the price of everything is up. As a working person, I know this. So this town hall came right on the back of this Build Back Better tour that Biden is going on, and he definitely had some issues with some of his speech there in Scranton. Take a look.
I'd ride every day. I commuted every single day for 36 years as Vice President of the United States. I'd ride every day. I commuted every single day for 36 years as Vice President of the United States. After my wife and daughter were killed, I went home to see my family. Never stopped. We know if we can put these wires underground, we increase exponentially. We will take literally millions of automobiles off the road, saving tens of millions of barrels of oil. And I wasn't very big, but you could beat me, but I'd hurt you. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. When you talk about the number, we shouldn't even talk about the numbers because it's all paid for, written in the same piece of legislation. You saw what's happened when we've had this COVID. Try teaching from home. How many people do you see out in McDonald's parking lots with their kids in their cars because they get access to the internet to be able to help their kid in school? What are we doing? This is the United States of America, damn it.
This president is a big phony. He's a lion dog-faced pony soldier. And Joe Biden, I challenge you to a push-up contest. You got the balls, come down here. I challenge you to a push. This guy's a big joke, okay? He's a friggin' joke. People are out there chanting, "Let's go Brandon," okay? To make fun of this guy. It's ridiculous. It's utter nonsense. What are we doing? Joe Biden likes to say, what are we doing, folks? What are we doing? You think burying your head in the sand, not paying attention to the news, the end's coming whether you're there for it or not. Moving on. Alec Baldwin decided to haul off and kill somebody, with a gun, even though he's been a fierce anti-gun advocate. I guess it's okay for Alec Baldwin to use firearms, but nobody else. It's been a complete reoccurring story of the elites doing whatever they want to, while the rest of us have to forfeit our rights. Pretty much. I mean, you got not just this situation, you got the mandates. You know who's exempt from mandates? All the people in charge. You know who's also exempt from the mandates? The Postal Service. The people that actually go out to the whole entire populace. Those people, yeah, they're exempt from the mandates. Why would they need to get a shot? That wouldn't make sense. You know who else is exempt from mandates? Just 2 million legal immigrants. I mean, if COVID was a problem, don't you think they should be getting shots? Biden keeps on claiming that the mandates are working because, the airlines are up to 90 whatever percent, because they fired the people that weren't. Well, no crap. Your percentage is going to go up when you fire those people. But I mean, Delta, one of the biggest airlines, and Southwest have both backed down on the mandates. They are not mandating vaccines. So, are they working? We finally got another confirmation. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough that The Intercept told us that NIH had funded gain-of-function research through the EcoHealth Alliance. They just came out and admitted, yep, we did it. We funded gain-of-function research. And so, can we now say Dr. Fauci lied? Can we say it now? Are we allowed to say it? You gonna take this video down, YouTube? When are you gonna wake up, people? We've been saying it. We've been saying it over and over, and you just keep lying. You just keep saying, "Oh, you anti-science." Really? This is nonsense. It's complete and utter nonsense. Speaking of science, so William Shatner, who's supposed to be this, whoever, 90 billion year old person, hops in this rocket, blasts off in outer space, just putting tons of carbon out into the atmosphere, destroying the planet that we're trying to live on, and then comes back down and tries to lecture us on how we need to go green, we need to save this planet because this is life and up there is death. God, when are you going to look at this green nonsense and go, this is bullshit? If this was real, if they really gave a shit about saving people and saving the planet, why are we not looking at nuclear? Why are we not doing that? Why are we not looking at what's going to cost for all these lithium batteries in these cars? Why are we not looking at this stuff? Why are we not looking at how much water it takes to freaking run these almond farms in Southern California? Why are we not looking at this stuff? There's no water out there, right? They're stealing water from the Colorado River and the freaking, I'm having a Joe Biden moment here. That dam thing, remember that's only 33% or whatever full. It's completely empty. They're sucking all that water up so they can have this oasis of Southern California in the freaking desert. What are you people doing? You talk out of both sides of your face. You're liars. You're all liars. All of you. Every single little itty bitty one of you. And William Shatner is just another one. And finally, before I lose my freaking mind, let's look at Loudoun County, okay? Because this whole Virginia situation is out of control, okay? Loudoun County is plastered all over the news, all over the country. And it's one little county. It's one little county in one little state in this whole entire country. And maybe it's all over the news because it just shines a light on the educational system that is complete and utter garbage. I mean, it was complete and utter garbage when I was in it. So, and it's only gotten worse. It's only gotten worse since then. I mean, they're teaching all this nonsense. This critical race theory praxis that's or not even race theory, just critical theory in general, that's in the school. The praxis of this critical theory that's embedded inside the education system, in which you don't even learn the 3 R's anymore. Which, speaking of the 3 R's, because that was the big thing when I was in school, was the 3 R's. Two of the 3 R's don't even begin with an R. So imagine where we're at now, okay? Because it's just progressed. We're definitely progressive as a country because we're completely progressing right into the freaking toilet. They let these kids rape these other kids inside the school. They deny that it happens. Parents throw a fit because their kids are getting raped in school, and then the schools call these parents freaking terrorists. They call them terrorists, and then the White House comes out and wants the DOJ to prosecute these parents that are upset that their kids are getting raped in school. That is the situation that's in Loudoun County, and it's gross. It's disgusting. I can't believe you people are still letting your kids go to these schools. Look, I know these question people on the street type things are only to be looked at with a grain of salt because you just pick the 3 people that say the dumb crap you want to publish and then cut out the other 100. But I mean, look at this. Look at this. We have this one video done by Ami Horowitz, okay, where he asked students to donate to the Taliban.
I'm trying to raise money for the Taliban. We're trying to raise money for the Taliban. Tax deductible. I mean, if you were money in Afghanistan, so that's probably less helpful to you guys. We're Taliban 2.0. We're kinder, gentler. I mean, not really, but okay. It's the way we roll. We're trying to raise money for the Taliban. We want to be able to train our fighters to fight back against American interests. There's a lot of weapons that were left there. We need money to train them how to use it against American forces, train them how to use weapons again, all the weapons that the U.S. left. We want to train our fighters to strike back against American interests around the world and in the homeland. Before America got there, we used that as a base to strike against America. We want to do that again.
Oh, interesting.
We got to fight back.
I know.
And America's destroying the world, and we want to secure it for a strike against the American homeland.
I understand.
So we want to be able to create a bulwark against America in Afghanistan, to fund and help its enemies around the world strike back against American interests, both abroad and in the homeland.
Okay, that sounds great.
I don't know if you know much about American imperialism.
Oh yes, yeah.
So you know how damaging the U.S. is.
Definitely.
appreciate what you're doing for your...
Create a safe haven for America's enemies, as a safe haven for people who want to strike against American interests around the world. We want to strike the U.S., both abroad and in the homeland, to teach them a lesson. Life means nothing to them.
Yeah.
And America needs to be brought to heel.
Very true. What you're talking about is really important, and I agree with you fully.
And it's time to make them feel the pain. You know what I'm saying?
I would work for you.
That is really generous. They need to finally pay the price, and we want to exact that toll. Basically, we want to create a safe space for enemies of the United States. You know what I'm saying? 9/11 was a lesson, but they didn't learn their lesson from 9/11. We want to do that again like we did it in 2001.
$5.
5?
Okay, that would be great.
5?
Yeah.
5 is, that would, if you could do that, it'd be great.
Sure, I'll do this.
Yeah, 5.
Like 10? I don't know, maybe $10?
$10?
15 bucks.
Maybe like $15?
50 bucks.
50 bucks? Oh, dude, come over here, buddy. Come over here, my brother. Do you know how many people we can train? How many Taliban fighters we can train on that?
Donation-wise?
Yeah, if you could.
You know, $50, you know, just donate.
That
I'm
is-
a student.
That is really generous. That's a lot of beer money.
So these poor college students, I know because I am a previously poor college student, are donating money to the Taliban to, kill Americans. Yeah, like they did 9/11. Because our education system is number one. And that's not all. That's not all. I got another one. For you. So here's we're in the age of justice, diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? So let's talk about diversity, shall we?
Talking first about diversity just in general, do you think diversity should be a factor in hiring decisions and in college admissions processes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably they should have diversity quotas for like college admissions and a bunch of other things. I think they already have quotas though, but like those are definitely a good thing.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think it's an absolute necessity.
Yeah, everyone should have an equal part in anywhere, really.
As a first-generation college student from a Hispanic household, it's very important.
Should we develop diversity quotas for, the workplace or for college admissions? How they usually work is if a population is 35% Hispanic, then the school in that region, I guess, would also have to be 35% Hispanic in its student population to reflect the demographics of the larger community. Is that something that you would support?
Yeah, I would support that.
Yeah, I totally support that.
Yeah. I mean that sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me.
Yeah, Sam, I think it definitely should be taken into account.
Absolutely, there should be more diversity in basically every single field.
So what about diversity quotas on sports teams, college sports teams? Do you guys think?
No, I think that should be skill-based. Yeah, absolutely. Same thing.
Same thing. We want to win, no matter like what you are.
Probably not. I feel like it should be based off talent. That's something that's a little bit different.
With sports, it's definitely more emphasis placed on ability.
Sports is different than college. Sports is not the same. I mean, talent is talent is talent is talent.
I don't think we should. College sports is about getting the best players for your team, and I don't think we should focus on which race or ethnicity to get.
I think a diversity quota for any sports team, it doesn't make much sense. It should be based on skill.
Just let the skills shine, and whoever's the best player deserves to be on the team. Obviously, with sports, it's talent first over anything.
I did some research about the demographics here at UF. We're going to put this into a hypothetical situation. So 50% of students here are white. This is from 2019. 19% are Hispanic, 8% are Asian, and 5% are African American. If we were to apply that quota to the offensive lineup for the Florida Gators football team, this is what the lineup would look like.
Okay, and that's probably not what it looks like at all.
This is what it looks like right now.
Yeah. I feel like they're probably just more skilled players. 'Cause I mean, I guess you could say more skilled people should get into schools too. I guess what I said could kind of be applied both.
We'd probably be losing because we recruit based on skill, and if we recruited based on diversity, then we'd probably be worse.
I see nothing wrong with the current roster right now. I think it's perfectly fine. If they're the best players fit for the job, then they deserve the spot.
I don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing that these people are just better at the sports that they play.
I mean, it'd definitely be different. When's the last time you saw a prominent Asian in football?
Does this kind of change your mind about diversity quotas in other sectors like the workplace, like college admissions? If we're talking about being the best in sports, shouldn't we also be talking about being the best in the workplace, being the best company, being the best college, the best university, regardless of anyone's race?
Yeah, I think it was a good way to open your eyes and think, like, if you're recruiting athletes based on their skill level, maybe you should admit students based on their scores and their like academic merit more so than diversity.
Yeah, a little bit, because I didn't think about it being applied. I mean, I guess they are applied to schools but not sports, and you could make a good argument for why my reason for school would be the same for sports, basically. Yeah.
I think so. I think I really didn't think about diversity too much in like college admissions or workplace.
Yeah, I think like now that I think about it,
It's interesting to see it compared in sports, like versus college admissions. So
Skill always comes first. I don't necessarily think quotas are the way to go. I know they're unconstitutional. I know they're wrong. I feel like that's just counterintuitive to feel obligated to admit anybody or do anything.
Yeah. I mean, you want the best. It doesn't really matter what the person's race is, who they are, whatever. Like, you have skills. You're a good person. That's about it.
This is our best and brightest, folks. These are the students in the colleges. They can't even critically think. That is the populace that will be voting for president. That is the populace that will be running the world. Those are the people that will be in charge of all of us. And they will be responsible. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a great weekend. Godspeed. And cheers.